Hey guys, it's your favorite Unc here. Go ahead and click that subscribe button below so you don't miss a single episode of Nightcap. That button right here. Come for the sports, stay for the stories. The Patriots have hired Mike Vrabel as the next head coach. Robert Kraft will replace one of his former players with another in hopes to improve the results. Vrabel is the first coach since 1950 to directly succeed another coach where both played together in the NFL as teammates since Forrest Gregg took over for Bart Starr as the Packers head coach in 1984. There might be a possibility to bring Josh McDaniels back as offensive coordinator, considering that Josh, before we talk about Mike Vrabel, it seems to me the only place Josh McDaniels can have success is in New England.
Wait a minute. Whoa, stop right there. The only place Josh McDaniels could have success is in New England when he has Tom Brady at the helm.
Well, he did go to the playoffs when he had Mac Jones. Remember, Mac Jones' rookie year, he had Mac. They went 10-6. Then he goes to the Raiders. He gets the Raiders job. Coach Belichick had this brilliant idea that I think Bill O'Brien was the coach for 1 year, and then Bill O'Brien leaves, and then he has two of his slappy homies come in there, Matt Patricia and Joe Judge, guys that have never called an offensive play in all their life. One is a special teams coach, the other is a DC. And you know what? Our first round draft pick as a quarterback that made the Pro Bowl as a rookie, that ended up taking us to the playoffs, we want to have two guys in his ear that's never, ever called an offensive play.
Yeah.
What do you think about this? For me, I'm disappointed that Mr. Kraft did not give Jerod Mayo more time. It'll be interesting to see if Vrabel struggles and not have a great record. The likelihood of him moving on with Vrabel after a year is not very likely.
Absolutely.
Everybody else that Mr. Kraft has had, now granted, he had Coach Belichick from 2000 until 2023, about 24. But Coach Belichick was 5-11. He got another. He got a grace period. Next year, we know what happened. They win the Super Bowl and they take off. But do you like the hire of Mike Vrabel?
I mean, I like it, but I don't see much changing. I don't see much changing depending on how the draft goes, depending on what they get in free agency. Then you get some pieces in there that could help defensively, that can help offensively. Things might change, but I don't see it to be a quick turnaround that fast. I've never seen a team turn around that fast. The quarterback position, obviously Drake May is good. He showed flashes of brilliance. Then he's had some lows. Obviously, you get that with a rookie quarterback. Depending on his growth and how much better he gets from now till next season, then I think things will be okay for them. But I don't see him making that kind of jump where it just changes the dynamic of that team in general, and all of a sudden they turn it around and win 10, 11 some games. No, it's not going to happen. But if they do have a losing season again, the leash for Vrabel will be much longer than the leash for Jerod Mayo.
Buffalo's in that division. They're not going anywhere anytime soon. They got a quarterback, Josh Allen, can't be beat no more than 27, 28 years of age. They got a young team. They got James Cook, young receivers, young talented tight ends, good offensive line. They got some pretty good pass rushers. They got Ed Oliver. They got Rousseau. Vaughn is a little long in the tooth. Matt Milano came back, made some impact plays today. I think they can get a little better at the corner position with Buffalo. I think that's something maybe they're looking to, maybe get another pass rusher or something like that. Maybe a thumping linebacker or a ranger or safety that can take the ball away. But Buffalo ain't going anywhere because they got that 17 back there.
Yeah.
So they're gonna be there for a while.
But listen. Drake May is good though, bro.
I
mean, listen, some of the flashes I've seen from him, I'm like, okay, the Patriots got them one now, okay, but then it's like, well, God, dog, you can't do that. You can't do that. And
he's a rookie. They're gonna need some.
Most definitely. He's not a CJ Stroud. He's not a Jaden Daniels. He's not there yet.
Nah.
Changing the dynamic of your franchise and offense at the snap of a finger with your play. But
and get some wide receivers, get some players, because what C.J. Stroud had is they had Tank Dell, he had Nico Collins, he had a Noah Brown, he had they get Dalton Schultz in free agency, so they need that. Had a solid offensive line. The offensive line was really good in his first year. They weren't so good this year. Tunsil, if I'm not mistaken, I think Tunsil made the Pro Bowl last year. I don't think he made it this year. He got nicked up defensively. They were really good, but I like Drake May. But Ocho, they got $130 million in cap space. T. Higgins, I'm calling T. Higgins because Ocho, you got that what they call that window in which you could tamper, the tamper window. I'm tampering. Hey, we got 5 years, $160 million for T. Higgins. We got probably $75 to $80 million fully guaranteed. I'm gonna put the pressure on
6 year, $20 million, 90 guaranteed.
I don't know if they're gonna go that because
what do they do in free agency? They over what?
They go overpay. But here's the thing that I know: the more you give T, the more you're gonna have to pay Jamar. So if you give T 6 years for two, if T get so he's gonna come back with that to the Bengals. Yeah. So if you give T. Higgins for 200, what you got to give Chase? Chase gonna want Joe Burrow money.
Shoot,
you got that money.
He deserves Joe Burrow.
I don't care what he deserved. Do you got it?
It ain't my pockets. If I had it, he would have been paid last year. He wouldn't listen. If it was me, he wouldn't even went into this season without the bag. Because I know it. I know what you're gonna give me. I know what it looked like. I'm not even gonna question myself. Put a blindfold. Well, how much you want? Matter of fact, here, Jamal. Matter of fact, here, you take the check. I'm gonna leave it blank. You put what you want on there. Cause I know what you're gonna give me. That's why I couldn't be no owner. What? Me? Owner? What? Prime time?
Yeah, it's like, man. You said something very interesting the first time. You said it's not your money. When it comes to your money, you're a lot more thrifty when it's your money. Like when you buy a car, when you buy a house, when you do all the stuff. Hey, when somebody say, hey, this is on us. Hey, first class, make sure we do Delta One. We got this car service picking us up. Hey, as a matter of fact, hey, if you want, I got the two airline tickets. We fly. Hey, they taking care of it. So it's easy to say that now, but when it's your money, like, how much you want? No, we're not going to listen.
Now look, there are 32 teams in the NFL. 3 people on every team. Hey, Chad, listen to me now. There are 3 people on every team. You go through it on maybe on both sides of the ball that you could give them a blank check, and you won't blink twice if you were to say, you know what, you write the numbers on there, whatever you want, you can have it. Now I'm just speaking hypothetically based on the type of production they're gonna give you week in and week out, no matter what, and you don't even have to ask no questions. You know what you're gonna get. And Chase is one of them. Lamar Jackson is one of them. Josh Allen is one of them. Joe Burrow is one of them. You keep going down the list. There's maybe 3, sometimes 2, maybe 1 on a team on either offense or defense. Give you a blank check. Whatever you want, go ahead and write it on there.
As much as I would love for Teague to go back, the money that it's going to cost you, you need to get a couple of defensive players, or you're going to be in the same spot that you were last year. So the question is, would you rather get Hendrickson back and get you a corner, have Hendrickson back and pair with another defensive lineman? Because it doesn't matter. It's been proven. You got a Triple Crown winner, and you got a guy that led the league in passing yards and passing touchdowns, and you missed the playoffs. Yeah. Because like you said, your defense early on let them down in a lot of those games. If you do what you always done, you'll get what you've always got. So at some point in time, you got to stop somebody, because it puts so much pressure on your offense to be perfect every game, every down, every possession. One slip up,
you behind the 8 ball.
Boom.
Yep.
And so for me, if I'm the general manager, as much as I love to have T, I've got to take that $30 to $33 million and I got to put it on the defensive side of the football. Because I believe that even if I don't have a triple crown, Jamar Chase is going to go to the Pro Bowl for the foreseeable future. So what? He doesn't have 127, 1,700. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, Ocho, he gets 95 for 1,400. Right. Joe, instead of throwing for 40 touchdowns, he throws for 35, 36. But your defense allows 7 fewer points per game.
Yeah, that makes a difference. That makes a difference on the back end, you know, and then it increases your chances also of being in the playoffs. And
that's it. Because, you know, Joe gets to the playoff. He's been there before. He's very comfortable. This team has been there, especially the core guys. Chase, Burrow, a couple of those I think maybe 1 or 2 of those offensive linemen have been there. So, hey, you got a core structure. But at some point in time, Ocho, you got to stop something. You got to stop somebody. You can't keep losing games 41-38, 45-41, 34-20, 34-31. You can't keep losing ball games like that. And you see your quarterback have 1 turnover with 4 touchdowns and you lose the game because that one mistake, because your defense
can't stop nobody.
So that's just me. But Mike Vrabel is the new head coach of the New England Patriots. He replaces a former team. Did they play? They played together. Yeah, they played together. Jerod Mayo, who was fired after 1 season. Mike Vrabel, out of work for 1 year, finds a home, a team that he won 3 championships with. And people forget that Mike Vrabel started in Pittsburgh, Ocho.
Yeah, linebacker.
Started in Pittsburgh, went to Kansas City. Not Kansas City, went to New England. And his last couple of years, if I'm not mistaken, he was in Kansas City. Huh? Okay, 1 year in 2008. Okay. Ocho, Mark Davis was not interested in hiring Vrabel for the Raiders, given past failures of hiring products out of New England.
He
no, but Vrabel, I think his first year or second year, he took the Titans to the NFC Championship game. Excuse me, AFC against New England. Because remember they ended up losing Ocho, and they had a 10-0 lead. And the Patriots came. The Patriots, excuse me, I keep saying Patriots. The Chiefs came back because at one point they were down in the divisional round. Remember, Ocho, they were down 24 points to the Texans, and they go on this and just blitz them, and they end up winning the game like 51-31. And then the next week they fall behind 10-0, and then my homeboys with that magic. So. But he said Mark Davis was not interested in hiring Vrabel for the Raiders, given the past failures. Josh McDaniels, Dave Ziegler, 2 years ago. So he hired those guys. And I think the biggest mistake from guys that have been around the coaches that come out of that Coach Belichick tree is that they try too hard to be Coach Belichick.
You can't.
And at the end of the day, I don't believe that's Vrabel. I don't believe that's him. But I know guys that played for a lot of the other guys, and that's what I hear.
I don't know. I think it's going to be all right. I think they'll be fine. As far as Mark Davis, I'm not sure. I mean, the Raider job, isn't that nice to begin with, huh?
No.
It ain't like people knocking down your door to come coach there. So even come out and say anything about, I saw something saying Dion, you know, he's not even, okay, Vrabel's not even, what? You had, who is knocking down the door?
I mean, it's not like Vrabel. I'm sure Vrabel, look, he probably would have taken the job if there's nothing else available, but I'm not really taking no job without a quarterback because I know my tenure isn't going to be long if I don't have a quarterback.
So why even waste your time? Why even waste your time? Because the opportunity to be a head coach for certain people is going to come.
Ohio State.
For certain people, those opportunities are going to continue to come. For others,
but see, the thing is, with Mark Davis is like he's thinking, but Vrabel never coached. He played under Coach Belichick. Mike Vrabel started coaching as the linebacker coach at Ohio State. Then he was at Houston. And if you remember, Bill O'Brien demoted Romeo Crennel, elevated Mike Vrabel because it would look better as Vrabel as a DC to get a head coaching job. Then when Vrabel got the job at Tennessee, he promoted Romeo to DC. So Vrabel never coached under Coach Belichick. Now, obviously, he knows the type of locker room and the type of ship that Coach Belichick ran. And I was reading some quotes where he said the locker room, everybody cared about each other. The most important thing was to win. And that's what you have to win. And teams that win and teams that win consistently, I believe that's the over. Yes, you got to have talent, but everybody got talent. Now, there's the varying degrees of where your talent is located, Ocho, but everybody has talent. I mean, you don't get to this. Everybody that's in the league is talented. Obviously, there are players that are more talented than others, but everybody has, to a certain degree, a certain level of talent. But that's what I will agree with Vrabel, is that when guys are unselfish and guys care about one another, those are the teams that normally win, and they win consistently. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this thing pans out for Mike Vrabel, because he got his work cut out for him, but he does have a quarterback that they drafted last year, and they got $130 million in cap space.